How's it going, guys? My name is Plxton, and today we have finally got to the long anticipated showcase of the airport. And I'm going to start off by saying I'm probably going to split this into quite a few parts, because if we take a look at the map, the entirety of where we can see a kind of L shape of a white strip with two areas of concrete runway type things. Well, they are runways actually. That is the entire airport, so you can imagine it's gonna take me quite a while to show you guys around it and stuff, and we can probably get some nice inspiration from that. But anyway, so this is the front of the airport, and there was an airport before this one, but it was a bit outdated. I didn't like it, so when I replaced it, I made it massive. And there was an art college here, which I told you about on the Moonshine Tower showcase, but when I updated the airport, I also updated this entire area and replaced the art college with Moonshine Tower, which is probably my favourite build, well, first or second favourite build on the world. But the airport's huge. I started rebuilding it back in about April, maybe, something around that. And it's taken me quite a while to just do it on and off, but I'm happy with it. It's nice, and hopefully you can get some nice inspiration from it. So this is the general design here, with a kind of X-shaped support column on the ends, with overhanging ceilings and a few floors with a couple support beams in between, with the grey and white pattern which is running throughout the entire world. But it hasn't got a name on it like you'd expect with a kind of Lexington airport running along the top or anything. It's just got T1, which represents Terminal 1. There is a Terminal 2, which I built for the original airport, but it kind of it turned into a house kind of design, and you'll see when we get to it. But anyway, when I redeveloped this entire area, I decided to put this kind of waiting area in, which kind of looks really weird because in real life you'd expect a car to be 3 meters wide and 4 meters long. So when we look at it on Minecraft, because the lines are so thick, it looks weird. But there's waiting bays, and over here we have the exit. That's the entrance there, and we'll go inside in a second. And this is the exit, where we have a nice modern fountain type thing where you can sit around and do nothing and wait until your taxi arrives, stuff like that, or the bus. So if we go inside, I think that's enough said for the outside for now. I'll do a part where we actually talk about the outside fully. But this is the lobby. It's pretty massive, and I remember when I was actually doing the inside of this, it was all kind of trial and error. The only thing I did want to keep was up here there's these support beams, and they run all the way down. But if there is a bit of lag on these videos, it's because if you take a look, everywhere there are just paintings and picture frames and stuff like that, item frames, and they lag the hell out of this part of the world. It's really annoying, and I can't place anything down around here. So this building isn't actually inspired by anything. It's an original design as far as I know, but I kind of just wanted it all to be open area and work on a colour scheme of orange, grey and white, and you can see that from the lobby itself. Here we have where you'd put your check-in and stuff like that. Your bag will go on here, and behind the wall I've used a black carpet as the kind of carousel type thing which carries the bags away, and the bags go underground, and there's a building I'll show you in another part where the bags go, and then they get loaded onto the plane. Because this airport is a bit restricted, the biggest planes I have here are 737s, but they aren't my actual designs, and we'll get to that later on. But anyway, so this is a kind of modern art thing. I just added it because when I had this originally, I had a blank white wall. It was really boring. So yeah, and these screens are everywhere, and they're supposed to represent flight times and stuff like that getting shown. And for a little bit of inspiration, I just added these Starbucks kind of what would it be called? A kind of I want to say marquee. I don't think that's right. We'll just call them a stall. So there is a bigger Starbucks, and we'll get to that. But I put 2 in here just in case you want to quickly run in, check in, and grab a Starbucks and run, get your flight and whatnot. But there's these 2 kind of security walkways, and I added these just to make it look nice. And these are actually inspired by Izmir Airport in Turkey, because they have these kind of walkways that are going above it. So there's this one and this one here, and we have these kind of, you can do stuff with lighting if you just like put something on it, and it made it look a bit nicer. So we spent like 6 minutes in here. I think if you want some inspiration from this, I think you can take something away from this area right now. It's probably pretty cold in here actually, because it's just massive, but there aren't any venting anyway. So here is the kind of walkway that you'd have to go straight up to security, which I'll get to in a second. As you can see, the floor is lowered because I needed it to be. I can't remember why. We'll figure out in a second why. I think it might be because of these lights here and these lights and stuff. So all the floors are kind of lowered and stuff like that. But the first floor here is, you'd come up from checking in. There aren't any lifts because no one on my world is disabled, anything like that, because medical care is top notch in the future. So yeah, and you get to walk through a really nice long line to get to a beautiful security bit, which is really simple. Nice lines and stuff, and then here, just put your bag on, it goes through the scanner, you walk through a scanner, and we've got more item frames here again. So if you haven't noticed, I have kind of got a bit of an illness right now, so I'm just challenging myself to make sure that I can talk for a long time. But this is the outside, and I'll do a video on the outside, don't worry, we'll get there. But this is the security office where they can monitor people. You can see here who's waiting in the line, and then they can see who's gone through. It's like that game Papers, Please. That was a great game. So this is a waiting area, and I'll probably finish part 1 around about here, because this is enough inspiration for what you can start off with on your airport. So we have a nice waiting area, and this entire floor itself is just a huge waiting area. So I don't know whether plant pots cause any lag, but if they do, there's probably about 150 of them running up and down the airport, and there's more elsewhere, but the screens and stuff, everything like that, causes a lot of lag. So I'm going to end this part here, and I will see you guys next week for part 2 of the airport showcase, where we will take a look at shops and probably something else. But I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys in the next showcase of the airport. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, because it's kind of basic, the part 1 of it. It's just the lobby and stuff, and we've seen lobbies before, but the airport is big. It's going to take us some time to get around it. So we've used 9 minutes here to just do a little bit of the airport. So we'll probably end up with about 3 or 4 parts, and then we've got the control tower and little features around the airport itself. So I've been Plxton, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.